What's going on, everyone? Kelly Cavallari here, one half of 7 Arrow Media, and welcome to today's edition of the Honky Tonk Highway, episode 11. Thank you, everybody who has joined us so far and who is joining us today. I know a lot of people were excited when they found out I was going to have this gentleman on today. If you haven't yet, please like, follow, share all of our social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. That way you get notified every time we go live, post a video, or do something a little crazy. Well, today, without further ado, all the way from Ireland, many-time world champion for multiple organizations, incredible choreographer, dancer, good friend of mine, and a recent father. Say hello to Shane McKeever. What's going on, brother?
Yo, what's up?
Thank you for coming on today. I know everyone was excited. Like Fred says right now, because he's watching, you're a little nervous.
Yeah. No, thank you for having me. I'm loving what you're doing, and I feel privileged to be asked.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I'm having a blast with it. It was something I planned for a while, and with all this downtime, I figured, why not?
No, it's awesome, and I've been watching a few of them lately. Like Brian Beads was awesome. He always has so much to say.
Yeah. As Will says, welcome to your greatest roller skating partner ever, from the video that got posted of y'all roller skating.
Oh, that was hilarious.
So for the people out there that might not know about you, tell us a little history about why you got started with dancing and stuff.
Okay. Well, I started line dancing when I was 3. I don't know exactly how much I was actually doing, but my parents went to a country. We actually had country nights in Ireland in the early 90s.
Oh, wow.
Apparently. Yeah. And my parents brought me to a country night, and apparently I got up and started dancing, so they decided to start bringing me to a class. And then when I was 5, they entered me in my first competition. It was called I did the All Irelands, which is like a competition that just runs in Ireland. And from there, they took me when I was 6 to do my first ever Worlds with the UCWDC. And I won, I think, novice primary, which is under 8, I think it was at that stage. And then from there, it just kind of went crazy. I started off training with Jenny Stevenson from Liverpool. So I would like travel over to her once every 2 to 3 months and do a bit of training, or she would come over to Ireland and stay with us in the house and train and stuff. And then I started doing ballet tap and modern when I turned 7, which is actually quite late to start all that stuff. But I think I did like a summer workshop with a girl who went to the school then that I then went to, and she just said, you need to start doing this stuff and it'll kind of progress you a little bit further. So 7, I started doing ballet tap modern. When I turned 11, I stopped dancing. My grandmother actually died, and I think it kind of like was an excuse for me to kind of stop at that stage. I was also turning 12, going into secondary school, and dancing wasn't the coolest thing that stage,
Right.
So I stopped, but I actually started gymnastics, which is so much cooler.
Oh yeah, I don't know how that was cooler than dancing. I really don't.
Well, I just wanted to wear the leotards. That's what Fred's going to say. When you see, I bet that's going to be Fred's comment. But yeah, and I'm so glad I did that, because actually gymnastics has become such a big part of my dancing now as well. I love doing all the tricks and stuff as well. Then when I came back to dancing when I was about 15. Came back to line dancing, and also did all the other forms as well. And when I turned 19 and came out of high school, we call it secondary school.
Yeah.
I went to a dance college in Belfast. I moved to Belfast, went to dance college it's supposed to be a 2-year course, but I did it in 3 because I just can't write stuff down. I was pretty good at all the like performance aspect of it, but I just couldn't do the writing stuff.
Yeah, Fred does say that. I'm pretty sure he has a picture of you in the tight purple shorts, the lycra that you used to have.
I don't even want to know why he has that.
Either do I. Georgina said to ask you though, from when you were younger days, before you get into your later competition stuff, about your flame, I believe it was, outfit that you had with Pedro that you danced in. Your flame outfit you had as a kid with Pedro. She said that was her favorite.
Have you ever seen Pedro's? It's like a PVC suit.
Yes.
And it's got it's black, and I believe his is blue. And it's like flames all up, but it was like the trousers and the top were the same, and the flames came all the way up.
Yeah.
So I met Pedro obviously when I was a kid, about 6 or 7, and I think because I was so young and there wasn't many that were my age doing it at that stage. Pedro kind of came over to help me with some moves and stuff and teach me little things here and there. I learned actually quite a lot of hat tricks from Pedro.
That would definitely, yeah.
Yeah. So we kind of formed a little bond, and my mom then had me made, I think she asked Pedro about it, and she had me made a similar suit to his that was like PVC. It was absolutely roasting, but mine was black and red, and the flames came all up. It was so cool back then, but now probably not.
We're going to have to call Nicola and Sam and say, Masters show next year. Shane needs to wear a replica of the outfit. I think.
Please don't. Please don't.
Hey, you got to play the Fred Whitehouse fanboy this past year. That's just like the next step.
That was like my dream role. That was my absolute dream. I was born to play that part.
So tell us a little bit about when you got older and all your championships at UCWDC.
So I came back to line dancing when I was about 15, and I actually hadn't danced masters at all until that stage. all the way up until I quit when I was about 11 or 12. I just did the UCWDC. You had Danny on last night who spoke about when kind of the UC started to split and
Yes.
a load of other organizations kind of came into the fray. So when I was 15, Masters was the big thing in the UK and Ireland at that stage. But I also wanted to do the UC because that's kind of where my roots came from. And ever since I grew up, all I wanted to do was be an all-star and win all-stars. Like that was a dream of mine since I was a kid. So I wanted to try and do both. So I started doing that when I was 15. I think I entered in the intermediate section in Masters because I'd never done it before. But I did advanced in the UC section because when I stopped, I was in advanced youth or advanced teen when I finished. And I couldn't progress any further because the UC never had a Rising Star category.
No, back then they didn't.
Now they only had a superstar category, so I had to wait until I was 18 and I was 11 to progress into the next stage. So then I started doing World Dance Masters. Did that for a few years and kept progressing. Eventually became an all-star when I was about 18 or 19. However, with the UCWDC, the year I turned 18, they actually changed the rule to 20.
Yep.
You had to be 20 to enter the superstar category. So I was in Rising Star then for a few years before I got into superstars. I then won All Stars for 3 years, and at that stage, I got a phone call from Nicola Lafferty one Wednesday evening. Actually, Wednesday morning, I was in college, my dance college, and she said we were actually preparing for our summer show, our project that we've been working on, and she rang me and she said, "Shane, can you get to South Africa tomorrow?"
Can you get to South Africa tomorrow?
What? Yeah, of course. So that's literally how I became, that's how I got into the judging scene, really. There was someone else was meant to go to South Africa and they couldn't make it. Something to do with their flight at that stage. So she rang me and said, "Can you get to South Africa tomorrow? We will organise the flight. Just get there." So I was like, "Yeah, I'm dropping everything. This is all I wanted to do."
Right.
So dropped everything, left on the Thursday morning to go to South Africa, got there, and she ran me through a judging test. Tried to do it as much as I could, and I passed. And I was a judge. That was my first judging event. That was in 2015? No, 2014 or 15. Yeah. And then I became a superstar just the year before that. I just wanted to win superstars. That was the only thing I needed to do since I was a kid. So I managed to do that. And then I stopped competing and moved into the judging thing with World Dance Masters.
Crazy. Do you miss competing?
Do I miss competing? Sometimes I actually think I do miss competing, and then I look at the competitors today and how much work they put in, and I just think I wish I worked as much as that. I think the scene is so different now as well. Like competitors just get better and better every year, and the things they can do just get crazier and crazier. You've been to World Dance Masters.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, what you can do. It's scary.
Yeah, I remember the first year I came over, 2017. Me and Kelly came, and we were watching you judge the dance. The one that Trevor wrote that was a competition dance that year.
Coconut water.
Yes,
coconut water.
The one to coconut water. And I sent him a video, and he sent it back. He goes, "What did you just send me?" I go, "That's your dance." He goes, "That's not my dance." And we're sitting there locking. I'm like, "What the?" Fred does
So
say he
true.
does miss seeing you compete.
Oh, really? That's a nice comment, Fred.
Fred, maybe that's a little sign that maybe both of y'all should come back next year compete. We can watch both of you.
Oh, we have enough to do with the whole countrywide stuff, so that takes up all of our time.
Well, that and pretty much your day on Saturday or your your pro am day. It's pretty much the Shane McKeever and Fred Whitehouse show. Y'all like dance like nonstop for like 300 straight heats.
World's just becomes a massive blur. Honestly, it is the toughest but most rewarding weekend, or it's nearly a week now. By like it's definitely the best event of the year. For me, because it brings together the two things that I live for and that is my job, but actually I love doing, which is competition and social. So for me, it is so hard, but I love it because I keep going back.
Right, yeah. So what's it like being home now? A little bit more than normal because normally you're on the road nonstop, and now you get a little bit of time home.
To be honest, actually, parts of it are absolutely amazing. Um, Obviously, this situation we are in is not amazing. It's terrible, but for me to actually be home and spend time with my 7-month-old baby is
Yeah.
is a blessing in disguise, kind of, and also with my fiance, Ali, because yes, with the job that we do, even during the week when I'm at home, I'm teaching most nights, and we don't get to see each other as much as we'd like to, and I don't get to spend as much time with Holly as I'd like to. So this has actually been so nice to be home for 5 weeks on the trot and spend every single day with them. And I'm still alive, so
She hasn't killed you yet. That's good.
yeah. But then again, it's gonna start getting tough very soon because I rely so much on
Much on
the
it, right?
wind dance world with that's my job. I have no other job. That's
Right.
my income 100%. So we're doing okay at the minute. We've had a lot of help from our digital dance weekend that we've done with Rachel. The LDF have been amazing as well. So we're just hoping that this doesn't go on for too much longer. I'm sure a lot of the choreographers
Right.
are struggling right now.
I did get asked, did you purposely spell your daughter's name the way you did? That way you wouldn't have to ever buy her souvenirs when on vacation for all the stuff you always see with all the names, and you spelt it a way where it's
Yeah,
not the normal spelling
yeah,
for Holly.
yeah. No, that is not what.
You probably can figure out who that came from. That was from Big Jim. Big Jim always has the good, funny questions.
That's definitely a big question, yeah. No, we actually, and funny you say that because Ali, which is her nickname actually, because her name is Elaine, which is spelled Alayne. She can never get anything with Elaine on it, so you think she'd know how that feels, but
Right?
yeah. We actually seen the name Riley in a baby name app that we downloaded, and it was Ryle, and we just really liked that spelling of
Okay.
Riley. But Ali loved the name Holly, so we just kind of combined the two and came up with Holly.
Speaking of your lovely other half, Allie just commented, "It is lovely having him home, but I am so looking forward to his first weekend away." So we
Didn't mean
know how
that.
Allie feels.
I do all the cooking, by the way, so when I leave, she starves.
Oh man. Uh, Georgina wanted me to ask, and this is funny because some are commenting on it. What Shane's favorite dance ever is? What's your favorite dance? And Jenny Stevenson, shout out to Miss Stevenson out there, says he will tell you that it's East Coast Swing Pro Am with her.
Oh, wow. Funny story about that, actually.
I
So,
figured that was the case considering
I think I might have been 10, 9 or 10, 9 or 10. I probably was about 10 because I was dancing advanced pro-am with Jenny at that stage. Yeah, 10 or 11, maybe a little bit older. And because we didn't really get to see each other that much, we we tried our best to do pro-am as much as possible. Don't get me wrong, I learned a lot from her, but sometimes we would get on the floor and she'd be like, "Okay, just follow me and let me pull you around the floor." So it was the East Coast swing. She'd actually just said, "Okay, newcomer East Coast swing," but we were dancing advanced. So she was like, "Just follow me." So that's the story behind that.
Just follow her, and you're the leader.
And I'm supposed to be the leader. And she always jokes about how she had to like basically shuffle on her knees to get under my arm to try and turn.
I would so pay for videos for that. So pay to see videos of that.
Oh, they're
Oh,
locked away. Locked away.
uh, a lot of people are commenting because Kelly's watching downstairs for me, and she said we're all looking forward to the boys being back on the road. And Chris John's like, "Yes, amen. Get John out of the house."
That is my favorite dance, actually. Slow burn.
Oh, shout out to Mr. Robinson watching out there. Slow burn is Shane's favorite dance.
Yeah, but
Uh,
he knows that. I say it to him all the time. Slow burn. Just, it's the song. The song is so sexy. I just love
it
it.
is a good song.
Love it.
So I had a question come in actually from Trevor. Is there anything
Oh,
done at
no, I'm not taking questions from Trevor.
this is actually not a bad one.
Okay.
Is there anything done at events over the UK or Europe that you would like to see done here in the States, or vice versa? Stuff that we do here in the States that you would like to see done over there?
Ooh, wow, that's a good question. Um, One thing I do really like about European events, but then, it's kind of done as well in America with the experience, is the one ballroom thing, where you only have one ballroom at a time. So everybody is in that one ballroom. Obviously, with the size of American events, that's really, really difficult to do. And yeah,
Sometimes.
sometimes, but with the hotels and stuff, you need the numbers, and then it's hard to have one ballroom with all those people at the same time. That's one thing I really enjoy about European events. American events is actually the size of the events is what I really love, and the amount of people there. But when you see that amount of people doing your dance in a workshop, you just can't skip. Like you can't describe that feeling. It's
Right.
just amazing. And that's maybe one thing you don't get so much in smaller European events where maybe you're the only choreographer there. Um, so I love both aspects of it, and I would never give one up for the other. But that's just two little things that I think I like about each one.
Tim Johnson says he would like the food from American events. But I don't know
Oh,
about that. I like coming over and having fish and chips. I get fish and chips all week. It's great.
no, 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 no. The American food, I'm totally behind that. Like dill pickles, we don't get that.
Yes, there are some
Right?
things that we do have the luxury. And the big thing, like their candy tastes different. Because I know
Yeah,
I'm always bringing, like Fred's big into peanut M&Ms and Jolly Ranchers for Georgina and the Skittles. And the candy just tastes different, the chocolate.
completely. Yeah.
Completely different.
Which do you prefer? Which chocolate do you prefer? Ours or yours?
There are some of the candies I had over there that I actually prefer your guys's. It's not as sweet. I'm not a big like I like the savory stuff, but so I'm not a big. There are some sweets I like, but for the chocolate, I'm not a big like. I'm a dark chocolate fan, so your
Okay.
chocolate's not as sweet, so I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think I prefer our chocolate too. Sorry, but
So Kelly would disagree with me. She loves the milk chocolate. She loves. She's not a big dark chocolate
dark.
fan. So yeah. And Jim just corrected me. Fred likes peanut butter M&Ms, not the peanut M&Ms. So,
Oh, I see. You get M&Ms with peanut butter in them.
yeah, we have there like M&M has gone so crazy over here. You can get it with almonds, I think Nutella now, peanut butter, the classic.
Nuts.
Yeah, I'll remember. I'll take an order before I come over. I'll make sure to pack my carry on with candy.
You better.
Better. Um, what is the one dance that you've written that you're the proudest of that you like hold dearest the most?
Wow. Okay. The one that's a really hard one to say. The one. There's a lot of dances that I love for different reasons, and they stand out
Okay.
for different reasons. I taught "Pull Me Closer" this week on the retro language, and that one for me is my favorite that I've choreographed by myself. Because it was an achievement for me because when I sent it at that stage, and still actually to this day, I still send Rachel videos to say, "Is this okay? What do you think of this, Dan?" Because I just take whatever she says as gospel, and so I sent her that video of "Pull Me Closer," and she taught it as much as she could, and she said it was like her favorite dance at that time. Because of the musicality behind it. And it was just one that I was really proud of, but just for her saying that as well, because whenever would you get Rachel McEnany to, say that about your dance? So that just made a big difference for me for that dance. Um, Come Alive is huge for me because it got a Crystal Boot Award,
I
which is
remember when you were
amazing.
finishing that at the experience. You're the day before getting messages back and forth with Rachel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It, and that's always the way it is. Like literally, most of my dances are probably finished maybe a half an hour before I go on, or an hour, or I just
Yeah.
change before I go on. Um, but I think I work best off the cuff, and I work best when the pressure's on. So I think that is kind of evident by that dance as well. So that dance is special for me for that reason. And then Whip It was maybe one of the first dance that was introduced me to the social scene, and got my name out there and gave me the opportunity to do what I do today. So that one is obviously very special for me also.
Nice. I definitely agree with the pressure because I remember at Worlds this year, Rachel was about to go on and teach a little swing, and she turns to Dave and goes, "Dave, play one more song." And Dave's like, "Why?" She goes, "I haven't finished writing the tag yet." As she's going on to teach it.
Wow.
Georgina asked a question, and I actually had a question similar, so I'm going to combine them. She goes, "If you could choreograph with anyone, who would it be?" And I had a question sent to me that was very similar, like, who would you have the chance to collaborate with that you haven't yet? If you could
Okay.
pick one. So it's very similar.
It's yeah. Um, so someone that I haven't collabed with before because I think I've done a lot with a lot of people. So I was actually just that's so weird. I was thinking about this today. I was listening to a song and I thought to myself, I've never done a dance with Maddie. I would absolutely love to do a dance with Maddie.
That's funny because Madison just logged on and said, "Good morning, everyone." She just woke up over in Australia. That's kind of funny. Well, Madison, welcome to the show. And look at that. You get to start off by
We're
hearing that.
choreographing a dance, just so you know. Yeah, no. So Madison would be the one that I haven't yet collabed with that I would love to do a dance with.
She says she's in,
She's
by the way.
yo, boom, there we go. Um, but the person that I love, oh, I gotta be careful here. The two people, um, well, the person that I love doing dances with the most, and it's probably obvious because we've done a lot together, is myself and Mr. Frederico Whitehouse. Even though he gets on my nerves, but he would say the same about me. But I think we work so well together. We spend so much time together, and we haven't killed each other yet. So I really enjoy, working with him as well.
Yeah, I actually in honor of you coming on today, I've been doing a throwback at noons every day or most of the days, and today's throwback was from your and Fred's performance from the very first Hotlanta back in 2017, when y'all did a little duo together. And one of my favorite photos, actually, and it's on the cover of the photo book Kelly did, was you and Shane dressed up as the Tweedles. I mean, you and Fred dressed up as the Tweedles. Sorry, you and Fred dressed up as the Tweedles at a marathon.
Oh yes,
that was priceless with y'all with the matching hats, the spinner, and everything like that. And
that was Scott's idea, obviously, to put us together as Tweedledum and Tweedledee, but it just worked so well.
Yeah.
And we had Julie made those costumes. Julie Dixon.
Oh wow. She does come up with some creative stuff that I've seen her dress in too. So that doesn't surprise me one bit.
Yeah, so she was on it. She's always on it with the costumes. So it was just on point.
So, so I know you teach out of Jessica Devlin's studio, correct?
Yes, I do.
So why haven't you got a little bit more involved in all her challenge videos? Come on, I want to see you do the handstand push-up, taking the shirt off, man. Put the shirt on.
I actually was. If you watch the first couple, I was involved in the challenges. All right. I'm going to use Holly as an excuse here.
I'm going to use Holly as an excuse.
So I was involved, and then, with Holly, and I have to take care of the baby, and, it's just so hard to do these challenges, but I was never going to try that handstand t-shirt one, because I probably would have broken my nose.
I know myself would like to see this, and I'm sure a lot of people at home, is we would like you and Fred to recreate some of Paul and Stacy's shenanigans videos that they're doing on TikTok in their costumes. And I'm pretty sure, and I know they got Hannah Day involved today, I'm pretty sure we would all love to see you guys dress up and try to do remakes of some of those. That would be that would definitely get some views over social media. We'd kill to see some of those costumes broken out. Give you a chance to wear the flaming suit again. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Fred says, nope, I'm out.
I don't think I would quite fit into that suit anymore. It might fit my right ankle.
Holly has a costume. There you go.
He has a costume. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, it's actually amazing how many costumes those guys have. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, I know. I'm starting to worry. Like, every day that you see them pop out new videos, and their wardrobe's pretty spot on. I'm like, do y'all just have a closet full of these? It doesn't.
And trust me, like, there's no costume shops are open,
right?
So they can't even go out and buy any.
Yeah, like, shockingly enough, I'm more shocked that Stacy owns all of these. It doesn't shock me that Paul has this. It really doesn't. I'm more shocked that Stacy owns this many costumes. Not so much that Paul does.
Every day, it's a new costume.
It is.
It's insane.
Someone, Chris Lovelock wants to know, what was the first dance you actually ever choreographed?
Wow. I started choreographing line dances for competition, first of all. So the first line dance, I think, like, for competition I ever choreographed was a dance called Let's Go. And it was to Neo.
Okay.
And I can't even remember. There was a DJ on the song too. It's either Calvin Harris or David Guetta. I'm not sure. But it's called Let's Go. And that was first used for a competition dance. And that was my first ever dance that I'd choreographed. Rachel actually contacted me about it originally, that first time I'd choreographed a dance. And she was like, love your dance, but too many jumps in it for the social thing. So I quickly learned little things here and there. But then we started putting all these jumps in when I eventually got into the social scene. So it's all good.
Nice. Stacy, I know you just turned in. What you missed was I was saying that Fred and Shane should start recreating some of your and Paul's shenanigan videos. That way we can see who did it better and who wore it better. Fred and Shane or you and Paul.
We also said it's not going to happen. Yeah.
Well, this is true.
Where is that?
So Fred just sent in a question, and he's preferencing it with no sarcasm. If you could leave a lasting impact on the dance world, what would it be? And he said, "And no sarcasm." I know he just went deep. Like Fred,
that's deep. If I could leave a lasting impact on the dance scene, I would really just want my sort of legacy, if you want, to be someone that people enjoyed having around, someone that they thought was, good fun at events. Yes, I do want people to remember my dances, but I don't think that is the be all and end all of the social scene. I think people just appreciate a good character, and just, they're there to have fun. So if you're giving them that aspect of it, then I think you're doing your job right. So I just want people to remember me being crazy and fun.
Nice. As Jim says, that was a Trevor Deep question. Yeah, Fred said you were getting off too easy. Paul James has joined us. What's going on, Mr. Paul? He says to ask you to sing something for us, that you have the most beautiful voice.
He is just so. But apparently, I am now Paul James. People are confusing me for Paul James with the beard and the head. I don't know why.
Trevor did say he was going to send some of his shirts over to you and have you promote them to see if it helped with sales. Michelle Reesley said you're already leaving an impact, which, yes, I agree with you, Michelle. Tim Johnson, what's the most frightening, exhilarating teach you've ever done? Maybe
frightening.
Like, what's the most, like, I'm going to say, I guess, probably most exciting, like, or nervous you've been, like big crowds?
Wow.
I do know, like, some of the people in Vegas get a little nervous because the crowds in Vegas can get pretty big.
You like, I think it's so different experiences that are popping into my head. Like the first time you come to an American event, you can't actually prepare for it because you've never experienced anything like that before. That many people behind you. My first time was in Boston, and shout out to Jane who got me over.
Yes.
And she gave me the opportunity to teach my first social event in America.
Yes.
And I think I'm pretty sure I had a 9 a.m. class with a whip. That's the rule. Apparently, the newbies get the 9 a.m. class.
And I'm pretty sure it was a packed class, though, too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. If I remember correctly, because I was there. It was a packed class at 9 a.m.
Yeah. I was luckily enough. And I think Rachel was forcing people to get up. So I'm sure she was knocking everybody's doors. Get up, get up. But yeah, that was an amazing experience for me. Very frightening at the time because it was my first time actually teaching that many people. I had before, but I had taught maybe 20 kids in a hip hop class, which is totally different experience, which is sometimes harder because they don't listen.
This is true.
But that was crazy. I remember my first time teaching in Chicago, because that's probably, one of the biggest events in America. So the amount of people behind you there, I taught Lay It Back, I think was my first one, in Chicago. And we had a lot of people there for that workshop too, which was fun. And then weirdly enough, this whole experience with teaching live, and just your phone in front of you, I've never been so nervous before a workshop for that. I was like shaking. I was like pacing up and down the corridor before I went in to do the workshop because I just could not settle. I was so nervous. I think it was just because it's such a new experience, and you're talking to a camera, and you're waiting for a response you're never going to get. It's
True.
just it's so weird, but I hope that answers your question.
It
I like
did.
to answer questions with 3 answers rather than 1.
Fred said I need to have you rap for everybody, that you do a great rap.
I hate all of these people.
The next one I have, it actually came in good. Maddie B asked, for those of us that compete in the UCWDC and plan to start competing in World Dance Masters, what advice would you give?
Okay. So for one thing I've noticed, especially from coming from UC to Masters, or maybe even looking at people that I know in different countries and that I've traveled to for competitions compete in UC also, is that some parts of our technique, maybe the things that we are looking for, are slightly different. So I would just make sure that you consult either a WDM judge, or Nicola and Sam have just released a new technical handbook as well that you can get your hands on.
That they did.
And just to reiterate what the techniques that we are looking for, and that you're doing those as opposed to the techniques that maybe it's not that they're different techniques, but there's slightly, maybe the foot angle is different slightly, or we're just looking for slightly different things in different techniques. So I would just make sure you do that before you come over to dance with Masters.
Crazy. I remember. I don't know how y'all have to try to judge in WDM. I remember watching. I think it was the All-Star, the young female adults this past year, and I don't know how y'all were able to judge that one. It's just crazy.
It's so difficult. Like, it's so difficult. Especially those, even from starter all the way up to all stars, it's so different. Especially when we get into the final stages, because by that stage, they've gone through maybe 2 or 3 heats.
Right.
A lot of the divisions. So you're getting the best 7 people in that division. So for them to make the final, they all have to be doing the right techniques, dancing at the right time, all that kind of stuff. So it's literally the most minute details that you're looking for.
Right.
At some divisions, I've like maybe 2 minutes. We play 2.5 minutes of each song. So 2 minutes of the song is gone, and I have got 0 written down. And I'm like, oh my, what am I going to do here? And you're almost praying for people to like, just maybe make a little mistake here or there, just so you can split the difference between first and second. It's really, really difficult. But again, I love doing it, and I love being able to stand there so close and watch those guys fight it out on the floor. And it's an amazing experience, even though sometimes I really hate judging because it's so difficult. But yeah, it's amazing that World Dance Masters.
Nice. Antoinette says, ask you to say thank you in Afrikaans. He said you're good at other language.
So this is the funniest thing. In Afrikaans, which is what they speak in South Africa, a lot of people speak English, but the Afrikaans speaking people, when you say thank you, it's buy a donkey. And that's how I remember it. To buy a donkey.
Okay.
I don't know if that's
if that's the actual pronunciation.
Slight different pronunciation, but it's basically buy a donkey.
Alrighty. Stacy wants to know if you think that you can beat her at Lose Your Breath.
Oh, no. Stacy shuts the floor down when she does Lose Your Breath. She shuts it down. Honestly, have you ever seen Stacy do Lose Your Breath?
I have not. I don't think. I might have to.
That is an experience. Sure to see this. You really need that. It's amazing. Honestly, that's all I can say.
Gotcha. Another one from Mr. Fred Whitehouse. Will you and Ali send Holly to dance, and if so, what style?
Ooh. Um,
Fred's on a roll today.
he is on a roll. He is, and he's very serious tonight.
Yeah, I
Whoa.
know.
I think she will dance. No, I'm joking. If she shows an interest in dancing, I will 100% push her as much as I can, because I do believe, I, like my mom was a very, she's going to be watching right now, so I've got to be careful here. But my mom, I would say, was quite a pushy mom, but I actually thank her so much for that now. There was so many times where I would go, Mom, no, I don't want to go to ballet. I don't want to go to ballet today. And she would drive me there and make sure I got in there. And then once I was in there, I actually enjoyed it. But it was just the thought of it. And now, looking back, I think thank you so much, Mom, for making me go to those classes, because they are so valuable. You just can't put a price on it. So if she shows an interest in dance, I will definitely support her and push her 100%. If she doesn't, not the end of the world. I'm not going to be forcing her into dance if it's not something that she likes. She might be a singer, she could be an actress, but could be a doctor. Be great. I'm just going to wait to see what she likes. But she seems to like music at this stage. She's
That's
already
good.
kind of bouncing away little bits here and there. So let's hope she likes to dance.
Um, Jacqueline Rogers wants to know, what is your favorite country vibe performance?
Oh, wow. Favorite country vibe performance. We actually, oh, that's really difficult. Again, different performances for different reasons. Uh, you can't really it's hard to compete with the fact that we went on Britain's Got Talent. That was an amazing thing for us. We were so lucky to get to where we got to, and not actually our audition performance, but our semi-final performance. It just felt amazing, and it was just to be under those lights and that atmosphere was amazing. And watching the video back, we were actually so clean. And Simon Cowell said at that stage that we were a mess, but we had no idea if we were a mess or not, because each dancer individually is concentrating on their own thing. We're not looking at the whole piece. But watching the video back, we were so clean and tight. But our audition, we felt wasn't very clean, but the energy was amazing. So for me, that was an amazing experience, and that's definitely stands out for me. But I don't think that's probably the best routines that we've ever done, because every year we try to make them better and harder and harder. And we finished the choreography for this year's Worlds, and fingers crossed that it's going to happen. And I think this year's routines are definitely the hardest we've ever done. So it hopefully that'll top it all. But up till now, last year's Rock of Ages show, I think, was our pinnacle of our dance ability, I think, and
last year's show was intense.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nicola, who I know is on now, because she just said, "Ha, that still bugs you, doesn't it?" About the
it really annoyed me, because I wish I had said something back to him, but at that stage, I didn't know if it was a mess or not. So it always has bugged me. So.
Jody Harmon just asked, "Can you explain what and who is Country Vibe?" For those who don't know.
Okay. So Country Vibe is a group of dancers that has been made up of the top division, so the All-Stars, in the All-Stars up until Young Adult in World Dance Masters, and also your World Dance Masters judges and maybe past judges that used to judge at World Dance Masters also. And we kind of came together, or Nicola put us together, as I think we were requested actually by Britain's Got Talent to put a team together to try and do, an audition for Britain's Got Talent. So it was the World Dance Masters Elite Show team, first of all, that always did routines at the World Championships anyway. And so then I think more people just kind of were put into it for the audition for Britain's Got Talent, and we needed to come up with a name, and then that's where Country Vibe was born. So yeah, that's where we came from.
So how did you get picked to be the one that walked out and did the talking?
I honestly, I honestly don't know. I feel very fortunate that it was me. I think possibly I was because I was dancing. I was dancing in All Star Young Adult.
Okay.
At stage, which is our highest division. I was still an All Star. That was just before I came out to compete or come out of competition. And I think maybe I was the craziest, maybe the most vocal. So maybe Nicola just thought it was a good idea to have me, or else I was stupid enough to be the one.
Okay, so we're getting near the end. I know I got one question I want to make sure I get in with you. The question I've asked every other instructor, choreographer, and you know it's coming. If you you prepped. I love it. You prepped. You had unlimited funds. Where's your ideal event place to host? And who are the first 5 people you asking to come on that ride with you?
So, yeah, prep for this one a little bit, just because I was like, okay, I need to know what I'm going to do. I would take the event to South Africa. Honestly, it is the most amazing place that I've ever been to. And from my experience, any place in South Africa, Joburg, Cape Town, Durban, been to Limpopo. I haven't been to the Free State, but I'm sure it's beautiful as well. Honestly, anywhere in South Africa is amazing, and it's an experience. I would love to bring it there. And the first 5, I would hold. Obviously, my heart is in half in social, half in competition. Right. But from like listening to Nicola and knowing how much work Nicola and Sam do, I think I would like to put on a social event because I think it may be slightly easier. And the instructors that I would have is obviously first 2 I would have would be Rachel and Fred. Rachel would just keep me right and tell me what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right, and keep me on the right track. Fred also does the same, just a little bit of sarcasm in there also. Then I would have the amazing Roy and Fiona. I'm counting them as one, so
so far everyone has counted them as one.
That's one. And then to finish off, I would have the current prince and princess of line dance, Gary and Maddie. Gary O and Maddie G. I just think they're at the top of their game right now. And, if you're an event director, you want them on your event. So that would be my event.
Nice.
We call it the Mac Dance Classic.
The Mac Dance Classic. Nice. Georgina said you should have picked Belfast, and I think that's because don't her and Fred have that one coming up next April in Belfast? Isn't that what it is? Right. So
self-promotion, shameless self-promotion.
Hey,
I'm on that event, by the way. So
about to say you're on that event, and hey, if you don't forget, if you want a cruise to go on, Will Craig's got one for you too. Got to give a shout out to my boy, who's got his cruise, which Roy and Fiona are on there too. So shout out to my boy Will Craig and his cruise coming up. So I had a guy on Monday, Larry Carlisle, DJ Larry Swag, who came up with a question for the week for me to ask everybody that came on. If you were a drink, like you were a drink, what drink would you be?
Wow. If I was if I was a drink,
If it helps, Daniel Trepet said he'd be sex on the beach.
of course,
Of
of
course
course
he
he did.
did.
Of course he did. um, um, I think I would be a mojito.
A mojito.
Yeah, because
Nice.
I am sweet, like the sugar in it. Um, I am always minty fresh. And I love mojitos. That's why.
Mojitos are very good. Mojitos are very, very good.
That's
Georgina just corrected me. Their event is in, and I'm going to butcher this, Oma?
yeah,
Omagh?
perfect. Wow. That's
Oma.
it.
Okay, good.
Your
Darren Bailey,
Irish is
Darren,
coming
Darren
on.
Bailey's making a pukey face, so I'm guessing he doesn't like your choice of drink. So,
Maybe it's my explanation behind it.
yes, Shane has judged the USLDCC, so he's judged a lot, Jim. You're right. You judge a lot of different stuff. So, hopefully
Hmm.
marathon will still happen. I'll get to have you as a judge for the finals, and hopefully y'all will be over here. Fingers crossed. I don't.
Yeah, that's
That's
gonna be
so
a.
up there. So
We're just gonna see what's gonna happen there, huh?
yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure on that one. That one's getting a little close with everything getting released. Um,
Hmm.
I think the international opening up the international travel for y'all to come over here is going to be the hardest part of when they're going to open the
Yeah,
border.
that's we're just waiting on that. We're still completely in lockdown for the next 2 weeks at
Ugh,
least. Leaves
crazy.
tomorrow. So we're just kind of waiting day by day. We're waiting until that moment to see what the next step is, and we just don't know what to do until then. We can plan nothing,
Right,
and we can't really even cancel anything that we have either because
right.
we're
You
just
don't know
not
what's going to
sure.
happen.
No.
So Carrie Mouse is on and said she's drinking a mojito for you right now.
Nice one. Yeah, I've started making my own little cocktails at home here too.
Well, it is getting close to 11 o'clock at your time out there, so of course it is. So, but thank you so much for coming on and joining me. It was a blast. Hope everyone out there enjoyed getting to hear from Mr. McKeever and all of his knowledge.
It was awesome. Thank you for having me, and thank you everybody for joining in, listening.
Absolutely. Fred, you're getting a phone call. I've had lots of people asking me when I'm going to have you on for you can answer all of Shane's questions. So
Yes. Oh, and I'm going to
Shane's
be
like,
there.
yes, yes, yes. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Tomorrow I have someone that's a little bit different, not an event person. His name is Byron Robertson Jr., better known as Country Soul. Um, he is big in California. He's going to talk to us a little bit about the local scene out in Cali, Stagecoach. They just had the event with Hideo Nuno, with The Edge. And I'm going to chat with him about local dancing out in California and what he's up to out there. So tune in tomorrow. Fred said he's already busy, and I haven't even called him yet. Tune in tomorrow for that for 5 o'clock. This will be up on Facebook and YouTube in case you missed anything. So until tomorrow, see you guys.
Peace out.